Thank you for picking up Autozon Builder through my link. I really think you're going to be happy with this plugin and find that it can be useful to help you save time building your Amazon affiliate websites. The training for this plugin, as far as basic usage of the plugin goes, the plugin itself actually does come with some pretty decent training. Sometimes I include my own training for plugins, but what I generally do is I look at what training is already available for you guys when you purchase these plugins. And then I ask myself, okay, what's missing from this training? What could you guys really use to make this plugin more useful for you? Well, sometimes the basic training and usage stuff for a plugin is not very good or it's hard to understand. But with this particular plugin, it's actually pretty good training that comes along with it. So I'm not going to be focusing on teaching you how to use this actual plugin in this training today. If you're not sure how to use it, go and check out the training video that actually comes with the plugin itself, and that'll get you on track. Then come back over to my video when you're ready to learn more about my personal recommendations for using it and what you should actually be doing with the plugin to create effective, successful Amazon affiliate sites with it. So with that said, the main focus that you should have when using Autozon Builder is a focus on quality. While the plugin is designed to help you spit out Amazon product review pages with little or very practically zero work, it can be counterproductive to do that kind of thing. When you use the plugin to automatically generate all these product pages for you, you're going to end up with a website very similar to what everybody else has. So what you want to do instead is to use the plugin in a smart way that will allow you to save a lot of time with it, but still be able to create a completely unique website, and most importantly, to create a site that's going to rank in the search engines. So beyond what the plugin can do for you on your WordPress website, I also highly recommend that you figure out some other kinds of content that you could create on your site. I'm talking about mostly informational kind of content here, where you might simply be teaching your website visitors about your industry. It might be some kind of a tutorial. It might just be some useful information about different confusing aspects of whatever kind of product it is that you're promoting. It may be different kinds of situations that that product is used for, things that are going to help you attract search engine traffic beyond the actual name of the product and the model of the product that you're trying to sell. So go through Google Keyword Planner, for example, and try to find some more informational-based keyword phrases relating to your niche. Then go through your website and create some content pages centered around those keywords. Use one keyword for each page on your site, and just make sure each page on your site is different. You don't want to use two separate pages where the keywords are really similar and ultimately you could have combined that content into one page. Beyond that informational content though, that's where Autozon Builder is going to come into play and is going to help you to save a lot of time. With this particular site that I have on my screen here, this is a site that I built. I have a section of informational content here. where these pages are more helpful articles for my readers, things that relate to the types of products that I am trying to sell, common questions that my customers might be having before they actually want to purchase these products. These things then can link up to my product pages. For example, down at the bottom of this one, I have this ending with a sentence talking about the Samsung 850 series. I can set up a page for the Samsung 850 series of these solid state drives and simply link that sentence up to it. So then the rest of the website is centered around these brand pages or product pages. Either kind can really be made with Autozon Builder, and I'm going to be walking you through not specifically how that's done, but more about what my recommendations are for doing that and how to effectively combine this with other training that you have gone through of mine in the past. So I want to flip over to the actual plugin now. I'm in Autozon Builder. It's already set up on my site. I've already punched in my affiliate ID and my API information. Beyond that, though, there are really only 3 settings here that are going to affect how this plugin works on the public end of your website. And that's basically these 3 right at the bottom. You can show images for the products. This is turned off by default. I recommend turning this on. You also have YouTube videos that you can automatically insert for these products. I also recommend going ahead and turning this on. It's turned off by default. The thing is, you can go back in and simply remove these YouTube videos if you don't want to be showing them for a particular product, if you don't like what is automatically selected. But I find it handy to go ahead and have that automatically included for me. Finally, you have your Add to Cart or Buy Now button selection. You can choose whichever one works best for you. Personally, I recommend going for a direct approach on this. That way, when people click on this button, they know what's going on. They know they're going to Amazon to go and buy this product. That way, when they land on the Amazon website, it's not a shock. They don't close down the page immediately. Instead, they're like, okay, this is what I expected. And so they start browsing, and you get a certain percentage of those people that end up purchasing. Personally, I like the Buy on Amazon button. Buy Now from Amazon is also what I would consider maybe a second choice. So beyond these settings, everything else in this plugin is really going to be done from this Add Products page. The Add Products page is pretty simple and straightforward. All you have to do is punch in a keyword phrase. This could be the type of the product that you're wanting to advertise on your website. It could be a specific brand or a name of a product if you're looking for something particular. Type in something relating to your niche, whatever kind of product it is that you're wanting to promote on your site. And then this page is going to pull up a listing of 50 results for you. Now these 50 results, again, all relate to whatever keyword you just searched. So then you can simply find the products that you want to promote on your website in this list and just click on the little checkbox here. Beyond this checkbox though, over here on the right, you want to make sure you take care of this stuff as well. One thing here, the scheduling. You can decide to schedule this for a future date, or you can just go ahead and leave it blank and have it published immediately after you finish with this page. In some cases, it might be fine to go ahead and publish it immediately if you're going to go back and do something with that page right away. However, if you're going to be publishing these in bulk, what I recommend to do is to set all of these scheduled for a future date. And then before that future date comes around, make sure you have gone through and customized each of these pages. That way, you're not publishing the exact same content that everyone else is. This gives you a much better shot at search engine rankings, and it also helps to keep Google and Amazon happy with your site long term. So beyond the scheduling and customization of these product posts, which I'm going to be talking about in just a few minutes here, the main thing you need to be worrying about is the category selection. The category selection here relates to the WordPress post categories. So really, before you dive into the Autozon builder, you're likely going to want to go into this post area and go to your categories page and set up the various categories that you want to have running on your site. For example, on my site, I have an informational section learning about solid state drives, and then I have a section on the product itself. These are each separate categories in the WordPress system. Then I simply create a post and group it into the relevant category to get it to show up on the appropriate page. So I do the same thing with my products to get them to show up on one of these pages. So I have two different categories that I use here. I have my info category and I have my brands category, which is for my products. So before you use Autozon Builder to actually start creating these posts, you want to set up your structure for your site. This way you have something that you can group your products into. I already have mine set up though, so I can just simply select it here. So I can choose SSD brands, and this is automatically going to put this post in that appropriate section of my website. So there's no additional building or setting up or linking in of this into my website itself. Once I click on the button down at the bottom, this creates the post for me automatically. So I can now go to the post page and I can view everything that I have on this site. And you can see the most recent one up at the top here is the one that I just created. Now, depending on what WordPress theme you're using and how you have your website designed to be displayed, you may see different results when you first pull this page up on your site. On mine, for example, I don't really use the sidebars on my product pages, so I have a fairly clean layout of all of this information. The only thing that's really looking out of place is this second showing of this particular image. This is actually the featured image that is set up on this particular post. So this is something that I can easily go in and modify. Now I'm using Weaver Extreme. Depending on the theme that you're using, this may work differently. Your theme may not even be showing the featured image like mine is. For mine though, I need to go down here and I need to hide the featured image on this single page. Then I can simply update my page and this additional copy is going to disappear. So this is really more what I would be looking for as far as the overall layout and design of this product page, just to clean things up a little bit. However, there's still a lot more that I could really do to this page, and I do highly recommend that you take additional steps to make your product pages created by Autozon Builder to make them as customized and unique as you possibly can. This is going to go a long way with helping you to get better search rankings and simply to help you convert more of your traffic into sales. Now I want to point out on this particular page, before I go in and show you how to do this stuff, I want to point out the problems here, or the main things that you really need to be focusing on when you are trying to customize these posts on your own site. The number one thing is the title of the post itself. This title is going to be based off of the product title on the Amazon website. So if you go to Amazon through this link here, you're going to find that this is identical right here to what's on my website. And every single other website out there that's using Autozon Builder and pretty much any other Amazon plugin that pulls this product information in for you, they're all going to be using this exact same title. And to take it a step further, most of them are going to then contain a large portion of this content right here and this content right here. So those three areas should be your biggest concerns. When you can customize the text content that's found here and here and here, then there's really going to be nothing on this page that a search engine can get a hold of that's going to be found over and over and over again on all these other websites. That alone sets you apart from the competition and gives you a huge jump start to be able to get better search rankings. So now I want to talk about how you actually accomplish this, and then I want to go even a little bit further than that and show you how you can do even more customization to these pages. So to begin with, I want to talk about the three key areas that I already pointed out to you: the title, the features, and the description. If I go in and edit the page that was created, the post that was created, two of these three sections immediately jump out to you and are pretty easy to notice. The title, pretty obvious, right up here at the top. The description, which is actually the second piece to this page, right here. The description is what is found right here. Now, if there was a YouTube video found, it would be put down at the bottom. So it's actually going to be at the end of this description. But it seems that it wasn't able to pull something up for this particular one, so it simply has not placed it in there. So now the big question is, where are the features at? The product features are actually found further down your page in this section called Custom Fields. Custom Fields section contains a lot of the other pieces of information that are found on that page. Things like your prices. These are found here. The images that are displayed on your site. Those addresses are there. The features, they are also found here too. So any of those items that you want to be able to customize, all you have to do is come down to where it says Custom Fields and just modify the information here, and then finally update your page up at the top. Before I proceed on and talk about other things besides that, I want to go back through these things and briefly mention to you some recommendations or a little bit of advice on how you can go about customizing this stuff without really killing yourself, and also making sure that you stand the best chance to get search rankings out of the creation of these pages. With the title of the page, a lot of times I do like to create a page if it is all about one specific product. I will often like to create the page where you have the brand name and then often the model of that product. However, when you're already seeing that type of a format included automatically for you, it should be a good indication that you should try a different format here because this is already going to be used. In a lot of cases, I will commonly want to shorten this title a lot too, where it's just giving all of this extra information, an extended model number of it there. These are additional keyword phrases that are referring to the type of product that it ultimately is. All this stuff is good information to have, but maybe there are some other keyword phrases out there for this particular product that I could go after. Or perhaps I could approach it from a different perspective. Maybe I don't just talk about this one particular product, but maybe I talk about a couple of products from this brand. And then maybe I'm featuring a specific product from the brand. So what I can do with Autozon Builder is to actually use this page as the basis for all of that. So I could maybe just do crucial solid state drives. To customize it a little bit more, I could even just throw the word hard in there, solid state hard drives. When it comes to the URL is automatically going to be created based off of that automated title. So I will generally recommend for that to be customized too. You might just simplify it down to the brand name if you're doing a brand page, or it could just be the brand plus the model number perhaps, or what the name of the product actually is. Something much shorter and more simplified like this, in my opinion and experiences, proves to fare a lot better in the search rankings. So beyond this title and the URL, we have all of the actual content of the page itself. Now for the product description and the product feature sections that are here, you're not going to be able to change what these sections are actually about. This section is going to be about the product features, and this section is going to be about the product description. That part is not customizable within Autozon Builder, specifically because the headers here are basically built in to the plugin where it's going to be putting this information on the page. So the parts that you can customize is the text below the headers. All the text here will be the features that we can customize, and then the text here will be our product description that we can customize. So with that said, this section here, I recommend just completely wiping it out and replacing it with a custom written unique description, or essentially a summary of this product. What is this product? What does it do? Who is it for? What kind of situations are it used in? Those type of things simply summarized up into a couple of paragraphs worth of information is exactly what you're looking for out of the product description. So I'll just put that little sentence there so you know what is supposed to be going in that particular area. So then beyond that, we have the features. The features, as I showed you before, are found down in the custom fields section. For these features, depending on how your theme is going to be displaying the information, it might be set up with bullet points where you have just a little dark circle sitting out next to each of these different features. With this particular theme that I have set up in the design that it is using, it does not show the bullet points for this list. You can see this is actually HTML coding that is included at the beginning and also at the end of each line that is found right here. So if I look at this very first line, and I'm talking about where the line break is at, where there's white space and it cuts down to the next thing being written starting on a brand new line. So this is going to run from the word sequential all the way to IOPS. So if I flip back over to here, I can see the word sequential here, and I can see IOPS here. Notice the HTML coding before that sentence and then some after it as well. And it stretches all the way to the start of the second sentence. Well, if I want to replace this information, I would simply want to delete each individual sentence and replace it with a new sentence. New sentence number 1, new sentence number 2, so on and so forth until I have all of these different features replaced. Now, if you wanted to, say, not use one or a couple of these features, maybe you only had a couple of different things you wanted to write, you can simply wipe out the remaining text. However, make sure you don't wipe out this very last HTML tag. It's got a little /UL inside of it. This matches up to the very first one and closes out the HTML list. If for some reason HTML is just not your cup of tea and maybe you try editing this and things just end up looking messed up on your site, you could decide to completely delete this information and just simply put paragraphs of text right here. However, I do recommend to keep that information fairly short because you don't want to push this stuff, your buy button and the prices and everything. You don't want to be shoving this down your page too much with a lot of content right here. So with those couple of changes, if I go and update my page, then I can see them take effect here. So I have my couple of paragraphs as my main content for the description. I have my new sentences for the product features, and then I have my new title that I have crafted out. Beyond this though, no matter how much custom content you add to the description or to the features, you might notice that you're still kind of limited in the overall design or exactly where you're able to place content on these particular product posts. Well, that's another reason why I like using the particular theme that I use in WordPress. It is a free theme in case you are not familiar with me recommending it previously. It's something that I recommend in all of my training courses. Weaver Extreme. You can simply go to Appearance and Themes and search for it and download that theme to use. Well, if you are using specifically Weaver Extreme, what you can do if you want to go another step to be able to customize the content of this page and especially where content is showing up on this page even more, you can take advantage of these custom fields to do some unique things to your pages. All the way down at the bottom of the custom fields section, if you look for where it says add new custom field, you can actually enter in a blank one. They have all of these pre-built ones that are in this drop-down box, but there's also this enter new text link. If you click on it, it changes that drop-down box into a blank text box. Well, in this box, you can put the name of a new custom field, and over here you can put the value. And when done correctly, using the right custom fields, you can add new text content to the product posts that are created by Autozon Builder. So I want to show you two of my favorites. And before I get into this, again, I want to reemphasize that this is only going to work using the Weaver Extreme theme. If you're not using that theme, go and try to look up documentation for your theme. Search for this, custom fields. Try to find what custom fields are available in your theme. You want to look for the names of those custom fields, and that's what's going to be going in this first box here. Well, for Weaver Extreme, that is what I'm going to be demonstrating to you here. The first one is called pre-content. All one word, all lowercase, pre-content is the name. The value is simply the text that you want to have displayed there. This can be plain text, it could be a couple of paragraphs of text, it can be HTML coding, like something like what I have up here. Whatever you're comfortable with doing, if you simply just want to have a couple of paragraphs of plain text in here, that's quite all right. It goes a long way to help you customize these pages. So just to show you this one, I'm going to add that in, pre-content, and I'll just put text for pre-content. I want to go ahead and add one more of these in before I update my page and proceed. This one is called page content bottom. For page content bottom, it works the same exact way. It can take text, it can take HTML coding, whatever it is that you want to display in that section of your site. So I'll put text for page content bottom. Now once I have these entered in, I do need to go back up and update my page. Once that's completed, then I can go and refresh it and see what has happened on my live website. So first off, we're going to look at the pre-content. The pre-content is showing up above all of the other content that is going on this particular page. So I can actually go before anything that's being generated by the Autozon Builder plugin and put in my own unique content to start the page off with. This I find to be really, really important if you're using software that's going to help you out by generating some part of the page for you. You want to have the start of the page be completely unique to your page. That's where the customized content should go. If it's not going to go anywhere else on the page, put it up at the top. That'll be your best bet. So then my second section, text for page content bottom, this goes all the way down at the bottom, all the way down even below the customer reviews. So if I wanted to put maybe some kind of in-depth review for this particular product, I could put this all the way down here at the bottom in the page content bottom section. Again, this is only for the Weaver Extreme plugin, or theme, sorry. If you're using a different theme besides Weaver Extreme and you don't want to try switching, simply look up what the custom fields are for your particular theme, and you might be able to insert some of these same types of things. Now in the Weaver help area, in the Weaver Extreme theme, you can find even more of these custom fields available. But as far as the ones that work out the best, combined with Autozon Builder, these two are really the two main ones that you would want to end up using. So now I want to talk about how to go just a little bit further than what I've already done here and complete the transition of this single product page into being a brand page. Even though I'm not going to have more than one product advertisement on this page. This product here is going to be the only one I'm actually going to promote. My whole page I'm going to make about the crucial solid state drives. Well, what I can do is I can use this pre-content section to make it look like the rest of this area of my page is basically my product ad. So, for example, where it says text for pre-content, I can put surrounded in H1 tags. This is a less than sign with the letter H and the letter 1 and then a greater than sign. And then you have the same thing on the closing end, except you have a / in front of the H1. This is a header tag that we're going to put in this section. Then I have all of my pre-content text. This would be an extended section of content here that's really more focused on the brand. So here I would want to talk about the crucial brand itself and also talk about their solid state hard drives. This section of information would be best done with at least a couple of paragraphs worth of content. Now what I can actually do is, if I wanted to change the title of my page to just the brand and the product name, I want to go and show you what this is going to look like on my final page itself. So now I have my header here up at the top, crucial solid state hard drives. Then I have my introductory text talking about the brand and their products, and then I get into my actual product promotion, where I have the image, I have my product features, my buy buttons, my description, my reviews, etc. So this way, I'm drastically changing the typical approach that somebody would be taking with the Autozon Builder plugin. So while I don't expect you to copy the exact approach that I have done here, the point of all this is to hopefully fill your head with ideas of different ways that you could go about customizing this plugin to make the content unique, to make the design of the pages unique, and to maybe even get away from the standard usage of having each individual page be about one specific product, because that does limit your keywords that you're trying to target ultimately, when everybody else ends up targeting those exact same phrases. I've done a lot of brand pages fairly similar to something like this, except obviously you want to make sure each section of content that I have put in that's really short in here, you do want to make sure this is a couple hundred words worth of content in each of these areas to give you the best results with the search rankings. But making brand pages like that, I have had quite a bit of success with them on Amazon in terms of attracting traffic off of the search engines and also then converting that traffic into affiliate sales.